Hello and welcome to another episode of Daily Draft Logs. This is episode number 20. As always, please like and subscribe if you enjoy these videos. If you would like to submit a draft log of your own, you can do so in the comments below or on my Discord channel, which is linked in the description below. You can find me on Twitch for more limited content, twitch.tv/alromusic. This is a Kaldheim Premier draft I did. We went 5-3. Let's see what happened. Here we go. Pack 1, pick 1, Arena not saving those pick 1s so we don't get to see what was in the pack, but we will for the rest of the draft. We took a pretty sweet rare here, Blood on the Snow, 6 mana, destroy all creatures or all planeswalkers, which you're probably not going to do very often, but creatures, yeah, for sure. And then depending on how much snow you spent on this, you could actually return something from your graveyard that got destroyed by this even. It's a reflexive sort of trigger. So after things have been destroyed, you get to then choose something to return. So if you spent 3 snow on this, you get a 3-drop back. If you spent 6 snow on this, you get something insane back. So this card is super, super good and worth building around. And we're going to grab it here over any common and uncommon I could think of. Black is not the greatest, but when you have a bomb like this, you get to take advantage of the fact that people are going to be passing you black cards because black is not a great color. So awesome. Blood on the Snow. Pick 2. Oh, man. All right, well, if we want to follow up with a black card, we could take Bloodsky Berserker. This is a bit of a non-bow, though. The cards don't work together very well. If you're trying to be aggressive and then wrath your opponent, that's not the greatest. I kind of just like taking Svella here. Maybe we end up dropping Blood on the Snow. Maybe we end up, multicolor green snow. We don't end up with double black, but, I mean, we could prioritize double black. This card's certainly a bomb. And I think we just grab it here and be super psyched. And right off the bat, a pick that I don't really like. I mean, I get that we're trying to draft snow for Blood on the Snow, but Svella makes manaliths that make snow mana. So, this card works fine with Blood on the Snow. Takes over the game by itself. This is, almost on the bomb power level that I would consider Blood on the Snow to be on. And I'm not interested in taking non-dual snowlands. So maybe if this was like a woodland chasm, it would be pretty close because it's on color and it's green, which is going to be really important for being the snow deck. But yeah, I really don't like this pick at all. I think we should take Svella and improve the power level of our deck before we go hunting for snowlands. But, you could also be that person that's just like, I'm going to take every snowland and make sure that nobody else gets them and really maximize this and end up in a spot where I can take the good snow payoffs later. I think that's a reasonable strategy. I just don't think you want to pass a Svella. So that's my thoughts there. Pick 3. Now we see an excellent snow duel in Highland Forest. We're also seeing an excellent green card in Sorrel's Packmate. And I think if I'd gone Blood on the Snow Svella, I'd probably just take Packmate here and start going down a red-green route, see if we end up with enough black to make Blood on the Snow work. But rather than forcing a black control deck that relies on a single card, why not have just, both of your green-red cards or both of your green-based cards just be excellent on their own and not have to worry about taking lands over things? I think I would take Packmate here. We're firmly on the forced snow plan, and I think that probably ended up hurting us a little bit. I mean, we went 5-3, which is an excellent record, but I'm seeing the size of this deck maybe could have been a little bit stronger. Pick 4. So, on this current route, I think you just slam Glittering Frost. Maybe just take Icemind Pillar. This is a really, really good snow payoff. And again, this is where it gets so tough with, do I take the Snow Enabler? Do I take the Snow Payoff? The Enabler is going to let us cast whatever spells we want. The Pillar is going to make for some awkward picks later. I think it's still worth it, though. Controlling the board with the Pillar and then wrathing is a pretty nice 1-2 punch. If I'd gone Svella into Packmate, I might just take Lindworm here and just be a solid green-red mid-range deck, or take Glittering Frost to enable some things and enable the blood on the Snow and still feel pretty good about our chances to cast and enable this. So I think the optimal draft path thus far would have been Blood on the Snow, Svella, Packmate, and then Glittering Frost. to fix the mana and enable splashing and enable Blood on the Snow. But here, I think we just take Icebind Pillar, and that's what we did. Pick 5. Oh yeah, getting past a Behold the Multiverse always feels pretty good. This is like a rare power level in this set for a common card to have, and we're going to take it here. Yeah. So now we might be getting into like a blue-black control deck that's going to lean on Pillar and Blood on the Snow to do the heavy lifting, which is a reasonable place to be. Are we going to take a Snow Forest that doesn't produce mana of the colors we need but enables Icebind Pillar and Blood on the Snow? Or are we going to stay on color and take Inga, which is a reasonable mid-game play and a great late-game play for a control deck like this? I think we should take Inga, but now there's tension here with the Snowlands, and I know I point this out often, but I just think this is the spot you get yourself into when you try to make snow happen too early in the draft. And let's see what we took. All right, so we took Snow Forest, so conceding a little bit of power level with Inga to support the power level of our snow cards. So I'm not sure which is the correct pick, but I will point out that the tension exists, and I think, honestly, I would lean towards Inga. Now, if we had started with the other route, we'd be taking Snow Forest here, I think, to go with our Svella, Packmate, Glittering Frost, Blood on the Snow start. We would have passed Icebind Pillar and Behold the Multiverse, which doesn't feel super great, but or maybe we would have gotten to take Behold, actually. Yeah, we still would have gotten to take Behold, so I think that deck would still be better at this current point in time. Pick 7. Get past a Dwarven Hammer. Great card. Our mana base not super well supported to make it happen. That being said, the rest of this pack is pretty bad. We could take Masked Vandal if we're thinking about being kind of base green. I think that's a bit of a safer pick, but we could just grab Hammer here and be a little bit riskier. We do have a dual land that's going to help us, but we don't have any dual lands for red-blue, black-red, or blue-black yet, so our mana could still end up pretty awkward if we take the Hammer here. I think the correct pick is the Vandal, and I would still take the Vandal if we had taken the other route that I've been describing this whole time. We took Disciple. That's kind of interesting. So Disciple is good in blue-black because you can get Trickster God's Heist that nobody else wants and give them your Disciples after you've cast them and made them discard. So I guess the thought process here is we're going deeper into blue-black. Okay, but then why didn't we take Inga? Why did we take Snow-Covered Forest? Which makes me want to go, more in a green direction, mana base wise. So, because if we start going, heavy blue-black, we may not need to play this Snow Forest, in which case we've just given up our 6th pick, which we're trying to maximize these 2 snow things. So there's just so much tension here. And I think Masked Vandal on balance is better than Elderfang Disciple. It's still good with Trickster God's Heist. Giving them a 1/3 is pretty sweet if you're taking one of their good cards. And I think our mana base is telling us to play green, so why not take the Masked Vandal here? That's my reasoning. Pick 8. Wow. Late Glittering Frost, I think we just slam it and are very, very thankful to see it here. It's going to sort of tie things together for us, fix our mana. Let us potentially be base green X, which is good for these types of decks. So there we go. Could have taken Village Rites as I think a card that's pretty reasonable in blue-black to suck these Disciples and get some card advantage, but we already got Behold, so we're not hurting for card advantage. I really like the Frost pickup here. Rounding out this pack, we've got Port of Carful over pretty much nothing. We could take Death Knell of Berserker as a speed bump 2-drop, but I don't think we really need to at this point in the draft. Raise the Draugr as a good grindy card. I do like Disdainful Stroke a good amount. We're pretty incentivized to play blue. At the moment, we don't have any creatures, but presumably eventually we will get there with the creatures. So I think Disdainful Stroke might be the better pickup here for us at this point in the draft. Grizzled Outrider, nice. Do like Lityar Kinseekers if there's synergy, but we don't have that. Actually, we kind of do with Raise the Draugr, but still think Grizzled Outrider is just a solid card, and we do want to be base green. Sure, we'll take another one. Why not? And a Village Rites we're probably not going to play. And on to pack 2. So, couple power level concessions here. We could have had the Svella. We could have had the Packmate over Basic Swamp, And what was the other card that we took? Now I can't remember. Might have been Icebind Pillar. Might have been the Snow Duel here in the Highland Forest. But I mean, I think the deck would look a whole lot stronger. At the moment, we've got 3 Snowlands, plus a 4th if you're considering Glittering Frost, which is, is enough to play this pillar, is enough to play Blood on the Snow and still have it be effective. But, now we're getting to the point where it's like, are we going to force more snow to become the snow deck, or are we just going to sort of concede that we didn't get that many, Snowlands, and we just need to play, a solid green-blue or green-black deck, splashing blue, and sort of, I think if we just gone the solid Packmate Svella route, we'd just be like, all right, we're just going to be a green-red mid-range deck, maybe splashing Behold, maybe splashing Blood on the Snow, not worrying about it too much. I think we'd feel a little bit better going to pack 2, but as it stands right now, our deck is spread kind of thin, and we don't have a very solid mana base to be playing 3 colors, so just worth pointing out yet again. Pack 2, pick 1. Oh yeah, Azika, God of the Tree. This one I do remember what the backside does. It costs 1 of each color and lets you cascade into a creature every turn from the top of your deck, so this card is a huge payoff if you can get it to work. Our 5-color mana base, as I said, is not great. We could spec on it here and just force it, kind of. Still thinking that the red-green Svella deck would be able to take it here if we wanted to, or just stay a little bit more solid and take Frostbite. I think Azika is just a great card, though. At 3 mana, it's a 1/4 Vigilance that fixes your mana, which is great. We can bring it back with Raise the Draugr later in the game, cast it as the enchantment side, or just draw it late, cast it as the enchantment side. I think both sides of this card are quite good, and I see no reason to pass it here. So forget what I said about Frostbite. This card's a bomb. We should take it here, and we do. So now we're heavily incentivized to play 5-color. The only problem is we didn't get that many lands in pack 1, so now it's like, do we take Spirit? Yeah, I think we do. I don't think Arctic Treeline is a high priority. Spirit will help us fix. Let's grab it here. Yep. Pick 3. Volatile Fjord as a multicolor land is pretty nice. Giant's Amulet is also pretty nice as a nice blue top end. But I think given that we picked up Spirit, we could go Fjord here. That's tough, though. I mean, if we did go Giant's Amulet and dropped some of this black, we could have a solid blue-green deck with a great mana base, and we don't even really need to splash anything. We could maybe try to get to the point where we can cast Blood on the Snow reliably and just have Svella's backside as a good place to be. So I actually think this pick is pretty close. But I can see just taking Fjord here, kind of quote-unquote staying open. That's what we did. Pick 4. Do we take a Snow Forest here? Again, not like a ton of specifically cards that care about snow. So I kind of like taking Glimpse. If we take a Masked Vandal in the previous pack, that would make this a way better pick for us. I also like taking Feed, as it looks like we are kind of still base black-green. Is a good way to remove, but we don't have a lot of good black-green fixing. We don't have a Woodland Chasm. We don't have any Shimmerdrift Veils. So at the moment, we just got Glittering Frost and Spirit searching up a swamp to help us get double black. So taking Feed here, while it is a great card, our mana is still going to be kind of awkward. But I think all told, Feed is the way to go. We've already got a Behold, so we don't need Glimpse super badly. Forest, I just don't see what it does here. What does it do? It makes Blood on the Snow a little bit better. Doesn't help us fix. I think either one of these cards would have been better for our deck by quite a bit. The dual lands are great. The snow duels are great. Take them, play them. The snow basics are just not cards I want to be taking over, cards that are just excellent like Glimpse and Feed. So try to not be like me on this pick here. All right, so we do kind of get rewarded here. We get past the Narfi. We've got 5 snowlands so far. Pretty reasonable that we're going to pick up a couple more, and we've got the Spirit to search one up, and we've got Glittering Frost to create one. So I think we do take Narfi here, and it's in our colors even. So that's nice. But I think there's a better route for this draft that would have actually resulted in us not wanting to take that Narfi at all. So just worth noting. All right, next pick. kind of a bunch of nothing here. We could take Priest, but I think we'll try to wheel it and just grab Floodplain here. Up our snow count as much as possible for Narfi and Blood on the Snow, and have another fixer for Azeka. I like it. Yep, and that's what we do. Pick 7. Could take Snow Mountain. We could search for it with Spirit. Helps us with the 5-color things, all the things I said before. I think we should. I like Priest, like I've said. It is late in pack 2. We need 2 drops. I could see grabbing it here. 7 Snowlands. Yeah, we've got to raise the Draugr to bring it back and stuff. Yeah, you know what? I think Priest is probably the pick here. I think it's kind of close, but at this point, I think we just need good 2 drops, so I think I like Priest here. Yeah, and that's what we took. Pick 8. Oh, man. Wow. All right, Behold the Multiverse and Avalanche Color. I mean, we're going to take the Avalanche Color here with all the Snowlands we've got. It's just a bomb card. Too bad we have to pass the Behold, but that's life. Running at the pack, we take a Mistwalker, which is excellent with our Raise the Draugr, and just a solid card. It's going to block flyers for us. I do believe it's better than Icehide Troll in the situation that we're in here. I just haven't been super impressed with the Troll, whereas Mistwalker always just seems to fit really, really well. And yeah, like I said, it's going to fit with Raise. It's going to fill our 3-drop slot. If we had taken Glimpse, it would fit really well with that. Unfortunately, we did not, but I still think it's the right pick here. Wheel of Priest, that feels pretty good. Sure, Miss doesn't matter. Actually could take Strategic Planning here as a way to get Narfi into the graveyard, but I mean, I think it's not really necessary, but a little bit of synergy there to be aware of. Carful Harbinger, probably not going to make the deck. Another Mists. Another Priest, that's real nice. So now we got triple Priest, which means, or sorry, maybe only double Priest. Do we have triple Priest? I thought we did. Yeah, we do. Yeah, so Raise the Draugr becomes really, really nice. If we can grab another one, that'd be pretty sweet for picking up multiple Priests. All right, pack 3. Gave it away here. We took Snow Forest over Sfella. Really? Really? I mean, I get we've got triple Priest, but we could splash. We've got 2 red duels. We've got ways to search them. We've got Glittering Frost. I think Sfella, again, I don't know why I'm overlooking this card in these past drafts, but definitely should be the pick here over Snow Forest. I bet you we wheel this Snow Forest if we don't take it here even. So, bit too psyched about Snow, I think, in the land department. Now, if this was a Rimewood Falls, that'd be a much harder pick, because that's going to, let us play blue and green in the early game. Or if it was a Woodland Chasm, playing black and green in the early game, that becomes a lot more interesting. But the single color land, I think you can pass them more often than not. Take powerful cards like Sfella. Pick 2. We could have had triple Sfella, by the way, in this draft, and that might have been a better deck than most likely would have been a better deck than what we have going on here with that early pack mate. In this case, still think we take it. There is a Glittering Frost. Our fixing is reasonably good. It's not amazing. So I could see the argument for taking Glittering Frost, but we've got a Frost already. We've got an Azeka to help us. We've got a Spirit. I think, again, just take Sfella. Just take the powerful card. Come on. Take the powerful card. We took Glittering Frost. I don't like it. I would take Sfella here. But, hey, we've got great mana now. We've got lots of Snow for Blood on the Snow to maximize that. We've got Narfi. That's fully maximized. All these Priests fully maximized. We've got lots of Snow payoffs and Snowlands now, so I guess we can feel good about that. But I think the power level of our deck has suffered a little bit. I'm on Morit here as just a good top-end card. So let's snap that up. Ooh, Turgid Shadow, eh? That's an interesting one. That's a really interesting one. Let's see. Morit copies, I guess, Spirit's a pretty good one to copy. Grizzle Outrider's fine. It's just a 7/7. There's not a ton of great stuff for it to copy, but I do like it quite a bit. And I mean, I do like Turgid Shadow, but yeah, Turgid Shadow is pretty good with triple Priest as well, because you can sort of sack a Priest or 2, kill a couple other things, and then make them sack their other 2 things. Yeah, that pick's pretty close. I think both cards are great. We'll try to wheel another Priest or a Way Down, and I think either one of these cards would have been good. Pick 4. Kind of a bunch of nothing here. Could take Squash. We've got Mistwalker as a giant. That's kind of it. If we had taken Masked Vandal, we would have 2 giants. To make it cheaper, we can splash it. We're a little bit in need of removal. We could take Priest, which is kind of just a removal spell in this particular deck because we have so much snow. So yeah, I think Priest is probably the pick. We're going to have 4, which feels like a lot, but they'll do some good work for us. Oh, we did take Squash. Interesting. I think Priest is probably the better pick, but we also will probably just wheel it. We've been wheeling them like crazy this draft. Here we can take Icehide Troll or Raven's Wings. I think we need creatures badly enough that we want Icehide Troll, and it's going to be solid with the amount of snow lands that we have. So we pick that up. Replicating Ring versus Masked Vandal. I think we take Masked Vandal here. We did pick up Squash, which requires the Changeling side of this card, and I think our mana is good enough that we don't need Replicating Ring. But if we did pick up Replicating Ring, we would be super, super, super solid on mana. And the one thing that we are still missing is a Sultai dual land, so black-green or black-blue or blue-green land. Not that Ring is really going to help us in the same way to cast our stuff in the early game, but it will just make sure that our mana is super, super good, which is pretty darn important. I still think I would just take Masked Vandal here. We want to cut Mists of Littjara. We want to cut Carful Harbinger. We want Raise the Draugr to do some good work. So I think Masked Vandal is the pick here over Ring. But Ring is still fine. I think it's Masked Vandal. Unfortunately, we've got nothing to search up with Rootless View. We could still grab it. Our 3-drop slot's a little empty. We could take Homeless Faithful. This might be a Hailstorm Valkyrie deck, to be honest with you. 8 Snowlands, Replicating Ring, Double Glittering Frost. Card's a little bit awkward, but it'll win a game in a hurry. Gets buffed by Narfi. I think it's worth taking it here. I actually think this is a spot where I want it. And we took Glacial Floodplain. Overlooking the Hailstorm Valkyrie, I think that's a mistake. We don't have any white stuff we want to splash. And we're good. We've taken a lot of Snowlands over a lot of good cards. It's time to start taking the payoffs here. So I wish we'd taken the Valkyrie. Unfortunately, we did not. Wheeling Demon Bolt and Feed the Serpent. I think this is a spot where you take Feed the Serpent over Demon Bolt, which is not a pick I would recommend in a Pack 1 situation, but given that we are trying to have double black reliably, and we've got a lot of black in our early game, I think we just take Feed, kills anything, we're going to be able to cast it, and that's what we did. Here, there's really nothing for us, so it doesn't matter what we take. I guess Broken Wings, sure, Seize the Spoils. Running at the pack, we've got Village Rites, another Squash over another Priest. I would be on the Priest here, I think. I think Priest is going to perform really well for us. Squash is essentially a free splash at this point, so I get that. We didn't take Masked Vandal, though, so it's going to cost 5 most of the time. I think Priest is where you want to be. Doesn't end up mattering. We get our 4th Priest anyways. And end up with what ends up being a pretty solid deck here with a 5-3 result. So I think, we could have probably drafted a bit more powerful cards. We saw a few Sphellas go by that might have won us a couple games. Likely would have, because that card's busted. But, at the end of the day, despite leaving a Masked Vandal in the draft and maybe, the 5th Priest, which maybe is too many, but with this many Snowlands, I'm not sure. Ended up with a pretty solid deck. So, forcing the Snowlands did work out this time. Avalanche Color, Narfi, Icehide Troll being big payoffs for us. Spirit of the Alder Guard being a big payoff. I imagine we got to cast the Azeka enchantment as well in this deck, off of all these Frosts and Replicating Rings and dual lands and stuff. So a pretty powerful deck for a 5-3 result, but definitely a few picks that I would have reconsidered. And I hope you enjoyed this draft. I hope you found it interesting. Let me know in the comments what you might have done differently. I want to thank you so much for watching. As always, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what you would have done differently. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to review one of your drafts, and just leave the link to the draft log in there or in my Discord channel, which is in the description of this video. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/alromusic. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, bye for now.